I guarantee you, some of the keywords you have right now in your paid ad campaigns look great in a spreadsheet. They have search volume. When you look at them in your Google Ads ad groups, they look like they're providing you strategic coverage. But then the traffic shows up. People click around, but they don't do anything useful. And you are left having to explain why you've got a lot of increased visibility that isn't translating into revenue or closed deals or goods sold. And that's where buyer intent keywords come in. Today, we are going to cover what buyer intent keywords are, what they look like, how to find them, common mistakes e-commerce teams make with them, and how to use them in a way that actually supports your business and your paid ad campaign goals. Buyer intent keywords are search terms that suggest someone is actively considering making a purchase. They also are referred to as high intent keywords. So in plain English, these are keywords that sound a lot less like I'm vaguely curious because I'm avoiding doing something else, or I'm just doom scrolling, or I actually don't even know what I need. I'm just researching my options. And they sound more like I need help making a decision about what to buy, where to buy it, what it costs, and whether this option is better than that option. And if they're further along in their journey, those buyer intent keywords may even indicate to you that they know what they want and who they want it from, or they're really, really close. Of course, that doesn't mean that every buyer intent keyword that you come across means somebody's ready to buy right this second. Buyer intent lives on a spectrum. Some keywords show commercial interest. Some show people doing comparisons actively. Some show them doing pricing research, which means they're closer to buying. And yes, some will show that someone is basically ready to give you some money in exchange for goods and services rendered. For example, a keyword with best usually suggests commercial intent. A keyword with buy is more transactional. A keyword with pricing usually means someone is figuring out whether their offer fits their budget. And a keyword with review or versus usually means someone is narrowing down their options. And that's where buyer intent keywords can be very useful for you because they help you separate people who are just starting to learn, right? What their options are, wetting their beak, so to speak, for my Godfather fans out there. And those who are actively choosing, those who are actively moving closer and toward a purchasing decision that they feel confident in. And if you're leading marketing for a high growth e commerce brand, this is something you need to pay attention to and become a master of because you can draw as much traffic as you want with your paid ad campaigns. Buyer intent keywords can help you do something even more profitable. Not just attract any traffic, but attract the right traffic. So how do you know if a keyword has buyer intent? We've already talked about this a little bit, right? If you're starting to see things like buy, best, review, comparison, versus, those are big signal indicators to you that you're looking likely at a buyer intent keyword. But I always like to take it a level deeper. Once you come across these buyer intent keywords, take a look at what the SERP is telling you, right? The search engine's results page. Google will tell you a lot about what it thinks the searcher wants when you look at what the top results are for that keyword. If the results are full of product pages, category pages, comparison articles, review pages, pricing pages, best of lists, and on and on and on, you're probably looking at a high intent keyword for a buyer. Now, on the other hand, if you're looking through a SERP for what you hope is, fingers crossed, a high intent keyword for your buyers, but you start to notice it has a lot of beginner's guides, more definition content, more educational explainers about their problems as opposed to potential solutions to those problems, you're likely looking at a keyword that may still be high value, but it's more toward the education and awareness part of the journey, as opposed to something that's higher intent, those critical buyer intent keywords. So now we're going to talk about common mistakes with buyer intent keywords. Buyer intent keywords are a bit like an art and a science, right? They're not one or the other. It's a little bit of a nuanced practice that's going to take a little time for you to really master. So let's help you sidestep some of the rookie mistakes I see often. The first mistake I see a lot is mistaking a high volume keyword with a keyword that's bringing you the right high intent people. Sure, a keyword that may have some of the things that we've talked about, where it's like buy and comparison, it still might bring a kind of mixed bag when it comes to your traffic, particularly if the search intent is mixed, broad, or mostly educational. A keyword may drive a lot of traffic, but it might not drive a lot of business value. The second mistake that I see a lot of people make is ignoring mid intent keywords or middle of the funnel keywords because they're not as obvious as buy now. Remember, when we think about high intent or buyer intent keywords, we're not just talking about bottom of the funnel. We're also talking about people in the middle of the funnel, in that consideration stage. Because yes, bottom of the funnel keywords are attractive. That is the lowest hanging fruit for you to grab, to get people in front of you who are already ready to buy from you. But those review keywords, those comparison keywords, those best of keywords often matter because they catch people while they are still making a decision, which is often an even more profitable point in the buyer's journey for you to get in front of someone and control the conversation of those comparisons before your competitors do. The third and final mistake I want to review with you is one that I see a lot. So think of this is an intervention. This is a little bit of tough love. But remember, I'm only yelling at you through the screen because I care. So hear me when I say this. There is no buyer intent keyword strong enough to overcome a crappy page that can't convert. There is no keyword strong enough. There is no mountain high enough, and there is no valley low enough to overcome a not good landing page experience. If it doesn't have the right messaging, if it doesn't match the searcher's intent, if it matches the searcher's intent and has great content, but doesn't make it clear what somebody is supposed to do next, the keyword can't help you. The keyword still has to lead to a valuable, relevant, intentional landing page experience for the users who are coming to that page. And if it doesn't, your bounce rate is going to be really high. And Google, unfortunately, never forgets. We've covered a lot of ground today, but if there's anything I want you to remember, it's this. Buyer intent keywords help you separate those who are just starting out in their journey, maybe are still trying to become aware of what their problems actually are, from those searchers who are already closer to closing, already closer to choosing you. That doesn't mean early stage content has no value. Educational content and paid ad campaigns around lead generation in those awareness stages can still be critical in building trust, in building demand, in getting people started on that journey to begin with. But if your goal is revenue, you also need to know which keywords are more likely to connect to buying behavior. So I'm going to need you to stop only asking how many people are searching for this keyword. Start asking something more useful. Start asking what kind of person is behind this search and how close are they to doing something that will result in a sale? How close are they to choosing us as the provider or the vendor that they need? This is where buyer intent keywords earn their keep. They help you prioritize smarter topics. They help you build better pages. They help you support paid and organic strategies and spend less time celebrating traffic that's just going to piss off your sales team, because brand awareness doesn't always convert into sales. And sales and revenues is what matters. Yes, brand awareness matters too. But if your keyword strategy is bringing all the boys to the yard, but they are failing to pick up that milkshake, you've got a problem, folks. But if you still have specific questions about buyer intent keywords, or maybe broadly about the optimization or efficacy of your paid ad campaigns, don't hesitate to reach out to us here at Solutions 8. We're always happy to help.